Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give a official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, and heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And don't forget to check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise on Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast for t-shirts, hoodies, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, and more. Makes great gifts for the whole family, your loved ones, friends, and more. 24/7, 365. Also, check out the Me and Molson Zia store on Amazon for great books and also great merchandise like tank tops, hoodies, pop sockets, and a lot more. Go to Amazon.com and check out the Me and Molson Zia store. Also, check out his books and make sure you give a great review. Do so today. Also, support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, as well as PayPal, the Mike Wagner Show, and also make sure you donate generously to the MikeWagnerShow.com and make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific lady who's a co-host of Fan Room Live, and she's graduated from Elizabethtown College and spent time in England at Harris Manchester College in Oxford, and she's the Chief Operating Officer of 25/8 Studios, and also directed the American high and really local newscasts, and she's got great experience with the news, and also worked with the 2012 Olympics, and also filmed a documentary. I'll talk more about that. And she also works with Cedric the Entertainer, and does a virtual meet and greet, and does Fan Room Live, and also has her studio company has produced a number of great ads, which are currently running. And of course, for all football fans, you recognize some of the ads. But right now, it feels like a Fan Room Live, and I'm a big fan of this lady live from the Plus Studios somewhere in the East Coast. It can be, I think going anywhere from Maine to Pennsylvania, the Carolinas, and Florida. Well, I'm sure she can pick right now, but she's all over. Ladies and gentlemen, the co-host of Fan Room Live, the amazing Stacey Toy. Stacey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. That was like a great introduction. You're making me sound so much cooler than I really am.
I mean, after all,
keep it going. I'll send you money.
After all, you're the co-host of Fan Room Live, which I feel it's probably bigger than the Mike Wagner Show, to be honest with you.
We just went globally syndicated. No big deal.
I don't tell anybody we're global. And of course,
you're on the top 50 global list, so you should be very proud of yourself too.
Oh, well, thank you, appreciate it. And of course, we'll probably see you up in the top 40, top 30, top 20, top 10, top 5, and the way things are going. And not only are you the co-host of Fan Room Live, which is amazing, you're also the CEO of 25/8 Studios, and you also directed America's highly rated local newscast, and you also filmed a documentary about Haiti, and the list goes on and on. But most importantly, your studio company has done quite a number of ads, especially for the Super Bowl, some car companies, and also the Paralympic Games. And before we talk about your amazing career and about Fan Room Live, tell us how you first got started, Stacey.
Well, I grew up in the middle of nowhere in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania on a farm. We didn't have much, but if it makes sense, we had nothing, but we had everything. So growing up on a farm is fun. Said no one ever. I didn't.
Said no one ever.
I didn't get to see the ocean until I was like almost 16 years old. And, it's like you don't go on vacation because who's going to feed the animals and take care of everything? And you got to feed them before you open your Christmas presents. It just loses its, finesse, over the time.
Or have the animals open them for you. They can do that, or they can take it to the ocean.
Let me tell you though, and it's like, even on nice days because you're poor, you got to make your own fun. I'd be like walking and I'm like, oh, it's such a nice, pretty flower. And then just walking head first into the electric fence. Like nothing screws your day more than that. I'll tell you. So it's like, fine, I can't even enjoy my childhood, So like the first time I got, bit by a horse, like that was it. The only time my parents ever fought is like, does she need to get a tetanus shot or not? My parents never fought. But except when I got into trouble with things like that, so I have a love-hate relationship with goats. They used to eat all of my fake Fila and Tommy Hilfiger shirts that we'd get at the fair for $5 because we couldn't afford the real thing, So, no, and then, so my father and mother really instilled in me because my dad got hurt. And my mother was working at RCA making the TV tubes in a factory.
Wow.
And so, we didn't have much. And so my dad was like instilling and very positive about making something good come from something bad. And so when he was home and on compensation and really trying to heal, he used me and my brothers, and we helped to build these small apartment houses. And when he couldn't go back to work, he figured out about the apartment houses, and so he had a source of income then that he knew he could do. And so essentially that's, what he did. But my parents instilled in me, like, you got to work. And when you do grow up and be like a team with your spouse and for your family and stuff, you have to work together. And that included working by yourself sometimes as a wife or whatever. So as time went on, I really wanted to get into TV news, and people were really pushing me to it. So I went to school for it. I wanted to be in front of the camera originally. But then I just fell in love with behind the scenes and the live news aspect and directing. And so I did internships, and I took advantage of every situation I could. And I wanted to work for the best news in the world. And I worked for every single major network. I've worked in 47 countries, doing stuff with all these different networks on all these different levels. I still do. I can't wait to get back to the UK. I do a lot of stuff over like in the UK. I've done a lot of stuff in Normandy and France and Germany and Poland, Lithuania, Iceland, like the craziest places. But I'm just very grateful to be able to go and be able to do work in all these places. So COVID is, really screwed things up for me, but that time has also really shown me how much I've done and accomplished, even just in a short period of time. But so the long short answer is, you got to have a plan and go towards your dreams. Because in the midst of all this, when I was 28 years old, my husband, he got out of the military. He was in the Navy, and he was dealing with some PTSD, and he died when he was 28. I was 28, and our kids were 6 and 4 years old. So, with him even leading up to that, he wasn't working. Ergo, me learning these lessons about still having to work. So yes, I worked at the news station because that was my dream, but I also was working as a waitress, 1 or 2 days a week. And I was working at a dentist office, but I was pushing because I was not giving up that I wanted to work in broadcasting and journalism. So I did whatever I needed to do. And that included just being a single parent, working a bunch of jobs, and taking care of my kids. And, here we are doing the best you can. Now they're 16 and 14. They've starred in the commercials, some of the Toyota commercials that ended up winning American Advertising Awards.
Nice.
And have been played during the Super Bowl, little snippets. But my kids, they really appreciate it. And I think it's fun because normally, people don't do Hollywood in Pennsylvania, in that spot. And so it's really cool because we have a lot of really good projects that are coming, and I'm able to bring them to Pennsylvania. And I convinced them, they believed me. I'm like, come on to Scranton. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, what the heck? How did I pull this rabbit out of the hat? But cool. You know what I mean? So I'm excited.
Or just somebody tell them that Scranton's got, hey, somebody's famous lives here. Make up a name, or say, hey, Sylvester Stallone's right now in Philadelphia by a Rocky statue, or Terry Bradshaw is yapping it in Pittsburgh once again. Say something like that.
Well, we're the home of Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, the priest from The Exorcist. Really all good people. Good, better, and different.
And of course, where some of us live as well too, not your typical New York, LA, Chicago, Miami, Dallas, Phoenix, Seattle, and all that. There's some people who actually made it big. It's like I knew some people that actually moved to Sioux Falls and made it big, or some went to Omaha, or say Wichita, Kansas City, St. Louis, or say like in Indianapolis, or up in Bismarck, North Dakota, where it's like, I ended up coming up here in 2007, and all of a sudden you just lay down your roots, and next thing you know, you got Carson Wentz coming out. You had Cara Munn, Miss America, and who knows who's going to come out of there next. You think about Carson Wentz and Cara Munn back to back. That's never happened in Bismarck.
Well, hey, somebody's going to do something first somewhere, and and it's like, but how many people told me that I couldn't do things or things weren't possible, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I knew you could do it. Thanks. I know. Thanks for the support. No, I do appreciate it. I just, sometimes you have to be the example. You told me it wasn't possible until I did it. Now what? It's like, oh shit. Okay, might as well just start slow clapping. You know what I mean? I don't know. Well, damn, you know?
Exactly it. And also too that you talk about accomplishing, doing all these things, working in news station, waitress, dentist office, and all these things right here. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you? This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my career. So what was that one moment that simply said, that's what I'm going to do?
Okay, so I have two very profound moments in my career. The first one was September 11th, because I had just started my freshman year of college, which was conveniently located next to 3 Mile Island, which is the nuclear power plant on the East Coast in Pennsylvania. So I could see like the cooling towers outside of, my dorm, and they shut down the roads. Like I couldn't go anywhere. We got a potassium iodide pill. And it was basically like, if you hear this alarm, bend over and kiss your ass goodbye, because you're dead, and it was the first time I'd been away from home. I was like, oh my, like I was scared, but I couldn't stop watching the news. And for some reason, my adrenaline just kept going. And I'm like, I'm meant for news. Like, cause I stayed up for days and I was just watching it and studying it. And I was just, so then I went on and I did the Sandy Hook shooting and all these other huge things. And that's when I had the most, that's when I kick into gear. When everyone else freaks out, I'm like, all right, this is where I shine. Like you do this. Okay, I'm doing this. Hit the button, but then 11 years into it, first when I was over at the Olympics at CNN in London in 2012, they were switching over to the automation systems and the HD switch was happening. And so I was learning what all this stuff was. And then 2014 came and the United States started switching over to the automation systems. Now the automation systems essentially just, it takes control rooms from like 12 people down to like 1 to 2, because it turns everything automated. So the camera shots are all robotics. And so everything is just a playlist and a push of a button. So I was chosen by the inventor of the automation program, me and 2 other people, and we troubleshot and perfected the entire system across the United States for all the stations. So I built my replacement and I perfected it. And I'm like, there's no turning back, because I learned it years ago, 2 years prior over in Europe. I saw it was happening. So it's like, it's not like I could go anywhere and change this. It's happening, like whether you like it or not. And I just made sure it worked perfectly. So time to switch careers, because they're going to get rid of me within the next, maybe 5 years, 10 years. And that was 7 years ago. And now people are starting to come to me and asking me for work.
The people that got laid off, what was it, from CNN coming to you for work? Was that?
Well, I mean, not just CNN, but I mean, all over the place, like all the people who be like, well, not all the people, but a lot of people that were telling me I was like nuts and crazy for leaving the news business and going off and, I fell into the entertainment industry because I was hired on my first film as a public relations person. And I have this curiosity. I have a natural curiosity. I like to know how things work. So when I was on set the first week filming, my questions led to people finding out that, some other people were misusing the money and not doing things properly for the union and the paperwork. And so they got rid of them and they're like, okay, Stacey, so you're running the entire production. That's what they said. And I'm like, this is my first week on like a film set. Like, yes, I've done live news, which is totally different, unscripted. And they're like, yeah, but you figured this out. So like, we think you could figure the rest out. So that movie's called 100 Acres of Hell. It stars WWE superstar Gene Snitsky and Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob fame Ernie O'Donnell. It's on Amazon, Vudu, Google Play, Apple, all of that jazz. It's like 32 platforms. So that was my very first film. And not only was it there, but we ended up losing one of the locations. And so they ended up coming and filming at my parents' property in Pennsylvania. Wow. And so 30 of those 100 acres are my parents. So I'm like, see, look, I told you I could do it. And brought them home.
And what did your parents have to say about that?
Oh, they loved it. I mean, Gene Snitsky and my father are good friends because Gene and I had been friends for years. And so, essentially, having Ernie and the whole crew and everybody at the house, it really instilled, because my father always said that nobody was going to come and knock on our door to give me an opportunity, especially there. Like I had to go out and get it. So not only did I go out and get it, but I brought the whole damn crew back to the house just to prove it. My parents were thrilled when it came out on Amazon and stuff. We all watched it. My dad's like, "Oh, look, that's my old truck there." And then their names are in the credits. And it's like, it was a really special moment for me because it took, that was like 6 years ago. And it just came out. It was distributed only like 2 years ago. So it took a long time. But it was a very proud moment because it was something that we all shared together as a family. Like my kids are in the credits, in my family, and just having all of that stuff. It just proves that you can do it, I guess.
And of course, you have an amazing career. I got to say, you're going from the news business to entertainment, and we'll talk about some of your other projects, along with you being the chief operating officer of 25/8 Studios. We'll talk about it in 1 minute. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@SonicWebStudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. And coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. And heard worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. And follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, including t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, and more, makes great gifts for the whole family, friends, and year-round pretty much. You can go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, including great books by me, Molson-Zia, t-shirts, and tank tops, phone cases, and you name it, it's there. It's under Amazon.com. Check out the Me and Molson-Zia store and make sure you order today. And also, don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also, support us on Anchor FM/support, as well as PayPal at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you give generously and make sure you do so today. We're here with the amazing Stacey Toy here on the Mike Wagner Show, and co-host of Fan Room Live, and graduate from Elizabethtown College, spent some time in England, and also the COO of 25/8 Studios. And tell us more about that.
So which part? I went to Elizabethtown College. I got my bachelor's degree. I went on, I got my master's degree in journalism, and I attended Oxford, and I also attended Harvard University. And I was their first entrepreneurship class in 2018 from Harvard Business School. And then in the beginning of 2018, in March, I was honored at Parliament at a dinner for being a Oxford alumni that, they chose. There was like 5 of us. And we were able to do that. And so that was like super cool.
Wow.
And 25/8 Studios is one of my very good friends, Mark Denenbaum. He came up with the whole idea because he started off working with like Sons of Anarchy. He was on House, Elementary, 24, like Heroes, all the major TV shows out in LA. And then he moved back to Pennsylvania. And we kind of, joined forces and started working out production stuff together. And so, we still do different projects together, and we expand and go all over the place. And, I'm all over the place all the time, and Mark's all over the place all the time. So, we come together when the projects come together. But essentially, I've been producing a lot, doing a lot of freelance stuff. When I usually travel a lot more, and I get hired freelance to produce over in Europe with CNN, the History Channel, Discovery Channel, UK, like all the different, whatever they need me for. So I usually go over there for a week, 2 weeks here and there. And I produce all these different things there. Like 2 years ago, before COVID, I did the story of Robin Hood. So I was over in the Sherwood Forest and in Nottingham. And it was just like some of these things were only like the 20-minute long documentaries, like on
Wow.
but they're so much fun to do. And I get to go everywhere. I've been in Normandy, France, all over to all the beaches multiple times and just telling those stories from World War II and D-Day. And I mean, I'm a huge history buff. So going, and especially like Iceland, and then being a part of like the geysers and seeing like, you know, the geothermal power plants. And I'm just a big old dork at heart, but I love going and touring. Like even Amsterdam, it's like marijuana and Anne Frank's house, you know, like I want all the good stuff, but I want history too.
Good stuff. Literally, I gotta say, good stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm in that business now too, the medical, you know, side of it. So it's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing.
I do have to say this as well too, and you know, I'm sure many of us can use that too. And in fact, I forgot to ask if you want some coffee too. I forgot that. So
I got my seltzer. I'm good. I got my lime watermelon seltzer.
Ooh.
No alcohol.
Right. Yeah. I think seltzer's been the big thing. It's like I've had the seltzer back in the day when it was just old seltzer. But of course, you know, I got your Bud Light, Coors, and everything else, and I think I'll get one after that. And thanks to the advertising, I'll get some too.
I don't. This, like I said, this doesn't have any alcohol in it because alcohol was never my thing. I was like an opioid person, so that's why I do like to like endorse like the CBD, THC world, because I can't take opioids. Like I'm clean off of all that stuff for 18 years now. But when I was at Oxford, I was taking like 70 Vicodin a day because it used to give me energy. I was on the dean's list. I probably could have found the cure for cancer.
Oh my gosh.
I
was going to say, 70 of them, I think you put Brett Favre to shame, to be honest with you.
Well, it was for years. It was building up because, you know, I have really bad ovarian cysts, and then I also have Lyme's disease real bad. So, but again, I've been clean off of all that stuff. At the end of this year, it'll be 18 years. So that's literally half my life ago. But this was pre-opioid epidemic. So like nobody knew what to do with me at that time. But, you know, as time went on, it's like, I need something, and I don't take pills. I'm not like, you know, I need to figure something out. And so, like I said, even just CBD, because you don't need to be all wacky. I take CBD every day. I started taking CBD like 2.5 years ago, and I've lost about 70 pounds.
Nice.
Even all my anxiety has been going away. I've just felt like a better person. My health has been overall better with my endocannabinoid system. It's like, just learning how things are. I'm like, I totally understand hippies now. I get it. You guys are onto something.
And I'll tell you something too. The fact that you know, I was doing some history about marijuana as well. That actually marijuana was legal and tobacco was illegal. And then when a prohibition came, they pretty much reversed it in order to increase more sales on tobacco. So they pretty much put the marijuana on the back end, and now it's starting to come back again. And I've been taking some CBD myself, like with creams and also, you know, like some gummies and whatever it is. And I had some people on my show that actually endorse CBD, and also just putting the whole stigma about marijuana and whatever else. It's like they pretty much put a stigma on it and say, actually, there's some good stuff. So you can learn a lot about, you know, talking to other people. And I was thinking about, you had gone to Amsterdam, went to Iceland and Normandy, and also a 20-minute version of Robin Hood, you know, stealing from the rich and giving the poor, which, you know, can you do that in 20 minutes or less? So
no, I know, but it's just so cool because like the whole question was, and we were at the castle and all these places, but it's like, apparently he wasn't a nice guy, Robin Hood, and he didn't like steal from the rich and give to the poor or any of that stuff. It was more like he raped, pillaged, and stole and never gave anybody anything. So it's like, what's the real story? You know, and it's almost even like the Little Mermaid. If you read the original like Little Mermaid, because it's like from France and it's like the breakdown of it, it's like really messed up. You know, like a lot of these, like, it's just, I mean, it's there, it's very violent and, you know, dark. A lot of these Disney movies and stuff, if you actually go and read the original stories and things that they come from. It's like not nice. I mean, but even figure, okay, the old lady who lived in a shoe, right? When we were growing up, she beat her kids. It was nasty. Like, I mean, that's like a children and youth nightmare these days. Like,
Oh
you
my
can't even
gosh.
have the
Oh,
same.
Mother Hubbard, whack, whack.
I know, exactly. And so it's like, they're just taking everything away. You know?
And you mentioned about the Little Mermaid as well, too. I was watching something about mermaids where they think they're cute, they're beautiful, topless and all that. But it's like you get closer, like, and then the teeth come out and just, it's like, you're like
that's
their
just
meal
women in
a
general.
minute.
Who are you kidding?
What's that?
So that's just women in general. Who are you kidding?
No, it was like an actual story I read about. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like, you just, read some of that stuff and, Robin Hood and some other things. But you also did a documentary in Haiti as well, too, which got some critical acclaim. And that had to be amazing going down to Haiti.
Oh, yeah. I had been to Haiti a few times before. My husband and I had gone down there a couple of times. And he actually proposed to me when we were down there once. And we ended up stopping there on our honeymoon on the way back. And we were saying when he was still alive that we wanted to come back and do something, that had to do mostly like with a Christian thing and with kids and orphans. And so being down there a few times, and I don't know why, I just had this really like fond like feeling around it. And it's a third world country. It's there is not even a McDonald's in sight. So it's like, I got sick and I was on the side of the street going to the bathroom in a hole with a kid holding a goat by a shoelace, looking at me like literally this close to my face.
Oh my gosh.
Like, my guts are coming out my ass. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like the only white girl, of course, so all these people are just walking around. Oh, I was like, this is low. But I still have this love-hate relationship with the place. I think it's beautiful. And I don't know. I find like beauty in the weirdest things. So when Robert May, who is the Academy Award winning producer director who did that, he and I were talking on the phone and he was telling me about this Haiti project. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love Haiti. So he's like, you've been there? And I was like, yeah, a couple of times. And so he's like, okay, well, would you want to produce this with me? Because we're only bringing like 5 people down. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. So we did it. We went down there. We spent, a bunch of time down there. And I loved getting to know the kids. I still keep in touch with them. I still keep in touch with that was in 2016. But it was only like a 9-minute documentary that we did because it was for the national convention. But 20 minutes after it played, we had already raised over $2 million. And in less than a year after doing the documentary, they had like a 14-acre facility. They had all these homes built with solar, lighting and power. The school was built. They had internet. They had computers. They had iPads. And there was teachers that were flown in so that the kids that were orphans could stay there and have it be secure. They had security. They have self-sustaining agriculture. Literally it blew my mind. And like I said, the kids, I still keep in touch with them. They're doing great in school. That we FaceTime and it's just you don't even speak the same language as some of these people, but it's incredible to see the difference that you can make in people's lives. And that's where I like giving a voice to people who wouldn't have otherwise have been heard. Like that's my job.
Right. And also, too, I also interviewed some people who have been down to Haiti. They come from Haiti. And, of course, some are musicians, come to the United States. And, of course, you listen to their background and stories. You got to appreciate them more than ever. I mean, it's like, it may be third world and not the best conditions, but they're rich in culture in varying ways, especially like with music and agriculture and, and whatever else. It's like in some ways, it's a fairly rich culture.
Yeah, but sometimes that's all you've got. I mean, like I said, the kids that were there, they were orphans. They had nothing, but they had everything. Mm-hmm. And their outlook on life was just like, everything's okay. We have faith. And I'm like, they didn't have a house. They didn't have a pot to piss in, literally. They would just pull up their skirt and just pee right in front of you. But no, they lost their families. They lost their parents in the earthquakes and the earthquake that was, a few years ago. And it's like, but they're inspiring me. And I'm like, you're 9 years old and you're like, but yeah, that's just, it's who you're around. And I don't know, it was the coolest thing ever. And I'm so grateful. And I know that we want to go back at some point and do an update. And I know when I go, they built a hotel in there now.
Oh, wow.
For people, not like a big hotel, but like a small one. I think it has like 14 rooms in it, but it's for people so that they can have them come down and understand the experience and see it firsthand, but still have their own space. The hotel even has a in-ground pool on
Nice.
the thing now and the kids can use it, and everything is kept nice, which I appreciate. Like I said, the self-sustaining agriculture, the self-sustaining, they teach the trades like construction. And so they're going out and getting active like jobs, but it's also helping to sustain. So like when it's not just a money pit, like a lot of these other nonprofits and stuff, it's just like, oh, just keep throwing money. But then people don't take care of things. And like, that's the whole point, is to teach people to take care of stuff. And then, here's a little traction. Now let's try to, get you going on your own, and then help everybody as a whole. And you do this, and it's working. And so it's been going on since 2016, and I'm impressed.
Yeah. And of course, what's also impressive as well, too, you also worked with the Paralympics as well, too. You produced, and I think, what was it, in South Korea or something like that? I mean, that had to be amazing. I love hearing stories about the Paralympics.
Well, yes. So I have a very good friend and a client, Mike Miner, and he's actually the most winningest medal holder in the Paralympic Games as a skateboarder and as a snowboarder. And then he's also in the X Games as a skateboarder. And he is a Paralympian, and he only has, like one arm and all that, but he's amazing. And he was sponsored by Toyota. And we did the Toyota commercials for the Paralympic Games over there.
Oh, wow.
And we used a couple of the different Paralympic skiers, and we did some great spots. Like, they were about perseverance. And so I like the spots that, are motivational, inspirational, kind of push people, are the ones that I like the most.
And of course, speaking of going beyond as well, too, you also take on a brand new role, which is amazing, the co-host of Fan Room Live. We'll talk about that, but first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson Z of Missing, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the co-host of Fan Room Live, also COO of 25/8 Studios, and the amazing Stacey Toy after this timeout.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People, based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionsea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, where The Mike Wagner Show interviews great guests, cool conversation, lots of laughs, coffee, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
We're back with the amazing Stacey Toy, the co-host of Fan Room Live on the Mike Wagner Show. And of course, that's your biggest project right now. And once again, tell us more about Fan Room Live. It's like, I want to be on this show. I think everybody wants to.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. I mean, I'm on it and I just enjoy myself. But it's a celebrity town hall style Q&A, meet and greet for celebrities. It's virtual. So you buy tickets and it's anywhere, even if you just want to be a spectator. So they usually start at like $5 or something. So it's not even like it costs that much if you just want to watch the show.
Wow.
$5, stay in your own, you can watch it in your underwear. I mean, I can't see you.
Sorry, I failed in that. Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying for $5,
I know, I'm kidding.
and sitting in your underwear, it's a deal, right? No. So then the other different tickets and stuff allow you to actually have like 1 to 2 minutes with the celebrity, talk to them one-on-one. And that's the whole point, is you go into kind of like how you and I are talking right now. It's like our own little fan room. So how you and I are speaking is how you get to speak with the celebrity and that person. And then if you get the different packages, like the behind the scenes, the VIP, then after the show, you get like another 5 minutes where you like literal 5 minutes. I'm not going to interrupt you unless you're going to start sexually harassing them or something.
Oh, yeah, that makes Yeah, it's totally understood. You don't want to do that. And Cedric the Entertainer was one of your guests, and also works with us well too. And he also had some amazing guests as well.
Yeah, no, Cedric the Entertainer is our boss, and he, started this with Jeff Krause and Mitch Faulkner, and right since the beginning of it, because it was invented because basically COVID, and they wanted to do something different, and so they came to me. Jeff Krause is a good friend of mine, and he knew that I had my hand in the entertainment industry and was connected to a lot of different people. So he asked me to make guests, like celebrities come on to be guests. And then eventually he came to me, he's like, I want you to be the co-host. And I'm like, I'm not on camera. I'm a behind the scenes person. And he's like, nope. So I was like, okay. So, even Cedric the Entertainer, he's my boss at this point. And we all work together. I'm his co-executive producer. And it's like the coolest thing in the world because he thinks I'm funny. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the king of comedy thinks I'm funny. And like, I still have a job. And like, he actually like owns me. Like, yep, that's mine. And I'm like,
I guess he calls you the queen of comedy now. It's like, what do you think?
No, I'm not there yet, but like, man, I'll take it. I'll take the compliment. Who the hell am I? And now he like.
Well, of course, being co-host of Fan Room Live, and soon to be very popular. It's like, I think get ready to be tagged the queen of comedy, or the soon to be. It's like, embrace it.
Hey, if it's funny, I'll take it. I mean, I want to be known as funny than being a jerk. Like, I don't care. You could be pretty, you could be, who cares? But if you're funny, everybody's going to remember you. Mm-hmm. So, no, I just like to have fun and enjoy everything. Like, I'm no drama. I'm the only woman on the entire team of Fan Room. Well, no, that's not true because Eileen Shapiro is now too. But I brought Jimmy and Eileen in because I thought they were great and I wanted them to work with us. But other than that, like, it's really cool to see how our team really does work together. They have all of these celebrities that everyone kind of makes up with. And I know we have so many awesome new fan rooms that are going to be coming up. Mm-hmm. And so I can't wait to announce them. And like I said, I just find out when everyone else finds out. So it's kind of exciting because it's like, oh, I'm co-hosting the show. I hopefully will be able to make it that day.
And of course, yeah. And of course, you have some times too where it's like, they'll come out of the blue and say, hey, can you be a co-host of this? We got this coming up. And of course, just like nowadays in social media, it's like, it's no surprise that there are a lot of surprises out there. Like back in the day, everything's like, lined up minute to minute detail, like a king's scroll. It has to be like, everything's got to be done this way. And, executives blow up. And now it's just like, spontaneity is pretty much the key.
Yep. Pretty much. And, hey, it's exciting. I mean, it's just funny because it's the show that I co-host and, I'm finding out what day, time, guest, everything is everyone else, but hey, it keeps us on our toes and it's exciting. But I do know that there are some that they're negotiating with right now, some really big names that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Cause they already, I can't wait. But literally even I'm shocked. But we've had George Lopez, D.L. Hughley. One of the first people I interviewed was Ice-T and Coco, Jake Snake Roberts, Paul White, who runs the AEW. He's like the Vince McMahon of AEW, the Big Show. I mean, Morgan Fairchild, she is like, amazing. All these people that I've been able to interview and spend time with, even helping give other people that time during the fan room, it's just the coolest thing in the whole world. I mean, just to be like able to just be yourself and have fun, and then that's your job. Like, how cool is that?
And it sounds like you're having a lot of fun too. And where can we find the Fan Room Live? And also, where can we find 258 Studios and all your works at?
Sure. Well, like I said, on IMDb, I have my bio and a lot of my different stuff on there. If you want to see, I know 100 Acres of Hell is on Amazon and Vudu and all these other platforms currently right now. You can go to fanroomlive.com to get the tickets and see all the new upcoming people, and stay tuned to it. But we're also at Fanroom Live on Instagram. And I'm at Stacey Toy, STACEY Don't forget the E, because if not, it goes to my other cousin on the other side of the country, and I probably won't see it for a few months. So
the old-fashioned way.
Her name is Stacey Toy too. She's married into the family, but her name is STACY. But I'm the E. I'm special. STACEYTOY. And that's what I am on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I barely use Twitter. I'm not on TikTok. Well, I'm on TikTok just to see other people's things, but I don't do anything online. 258 Studios is at the number 258studios.com. And it's on Instagram, spelled out at 258 Studios, like spell the numbers out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that's probably everything.
I would say so. I think you pretty much covered the bases. We're here with Stacey Toy, the co-host of Fan Room Live and the COO of 258 Studios here on the Mike Wagner Show. Stacey, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. And just a few more things here. What else can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond?
Well, I'm doing a lot of different stuff. We're going to be filming a new network TV pilot for a network series. That's going to be coming up. I have a lot of different, I just got funding for my film. We got like 10 million for that, and that's great. I have some network stuff that I'm helping to build that we're going to be launching and rolling out before the end of the year, like bigger network stuff than I could even talk about, but like you'll find out as we go along, because then I can talk about it. Mm-hmm. But even like my hands in a bunch of different piles and stuff. I'll be in Miami the first weekend in June at the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency conference. So, it's like you never know where you're going to find me.
Or where your wallet is in terms of Bitcoin. So
it's virtual.
There you go. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career, Stacey?
Oh, Jesus. I'm making my own path as the way it is, but I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Jesus.
I think you just answered right there, or Jesus answered it for you. I think that's a great answer.
Thank you. He's my homeboy.
Yes, that's right. Amen to that. Amen. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Love is infinite. You can always make more. That's what I wrote on the Pulse dedication after Pulse happened. But I always feel like that's my motto. It's just like everything else. It's like caring for people. Like, it's infinite. You can always make more. There's not like, oh, my care meter, my love meter's full. I can't. No, it's like you can always do like that. And to remember, don't be an asshole, and all boats rise with the tide.
And that's a very good point as well, too. Once again, the amazing Stacey Toy, the co-host of Fan Room Live, also COO of 258 Studios here on the Mike Wagner Show. Stacey, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely terrific. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact, and where can people purchase or check out your works?
Sure. Yeah. Just keep following it. Like I said, at Stacey Toy on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I always post everything. And that's where you're just going to keep up with everything. But as far as like Amazon, my film you can rent right now. The Haiti one you can see for free on openarmshaiti.com. Fan Room Live, you have the tickets, fanroomlive.com. Yeah, just like I said, if you just keep up with especially my Instagram and my Facebook, I post all of the different articles that come out. I post and make sure everyone knows the new fan room's coming out. We all tag each other. And so you stay probably more up to date if you just follow me on my personal Instagrams and Facebook.
You certainly do so as well. Once again, Stacey, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Just keep us up to date and love you back on 2021 and beyond. And don't forget to keep in touch, and we'll see you on the Fan Room Live.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.